Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy Kamo, back with another reaction video for you. Today we got another NF therapy session. I was specifically recommending this one after my last one, which was not even a real music video. It was a fan-made video. I don't know, guys. I go into these videos blind, okay? So I don't watch them ahead of time and go, oh, that's not a real video. Like, I'm not going to post that. Like, I did the work. I watched it. I uploaded it. It is what it is. Someone told me I should go back and do a reaction to it with just the lyrics. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know how I feel about doing reactions to videos that have no imagery, that is just a whatever screen, and you just hear the song. Um, while yes, you're getting to see my reaction to the song, I'm a very visual person anyway, so I like to react to videos that actually have something for me to look at. So I'm assuming that this one will have it. Therapy session. I was told by the person that suggested it that this was one of these videos that kind of tells a story, which I really like when they do that. So with that out of the way, here we go. On images of content may be disturbing to some viewers. Very discretion is advised. Oh shit. So I'm gonna say right at the, oh, he's cutting himself. So I'm gonna say right at the top, guys. I've never been into cutting, if that's what he's doing, but if he's thinking of taking his life, I gotta be honest with you. This is a dark subject for sure. I know he's dark. I know he has issues. People, fans of his that on my channel, you guys have kind of given me some backstory on him, and I appreciate that. I really do. It helps me have a better understanding as I go forward in this journey of watching his stuff. But yeah, I've been there. When I was in my, I don't mind sharing, by the way, when I was in my early 20s, I came really close to just calling it quits. Just it was a lot of stuff going on. It was just I felt like I had found out like a friend, someone I thought was one of my closest friends, was lying to me about something, and kind of basically stabbed me in the back. I also had like a bunch of creditors for some money I owed, just constantly hounding me like 24/7. Like I was getting phone calls every like hour, and just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was piling up on me, and I just felt like I couldn't take anymore. And I felt like honestly, I felt like the world would be a better place probably if I wasn't here. It's really sucky to say that now, because I totally do not feel that way anymore. But just to know that there was a point in life in my life where I did think that way, it's really it's a trip, man. And so anyone who's ever been there, gone through anything like that, I feel you 100%. And look, anyone who tells you like something just superficial or makes it sound so easy, like just step out of it, or you know, there's always tomorrow. Like I was the king of pity parties. I was just always I'm surprised I had any friends, because all I would do was complain and have them feel sorry for me about the things that was going bad in my life. And it wasn't until this one friend, it was a very simple message and how he got me to kind of snap out of it, so to speak. But that being said, the one thing I always tell people when I see that they're going through something similar, and I try to relay the same information that I got that helped turn me around, is like, but you must understand this. This is not like a tomorrow you're gonna walk out the door and there's gonna be rainbow and sunshine and all this happiness feeling vibes. I'm sure for some people it is that way. Like once you have the switch, I'm sure it can be that way. But for me, it was it was months of basically pulling the weeds. That's how I like to describe it. It's like there was so much negativity just deeply embedded in my life, that every day was, I don't want to say it was a struggle, it was work. It was work to pull the weeds, right? Sometimes pulling those weeds meant literally cutting people out of my life, but most of them were stuff that I had to do with, I had to work on. Like negative self-talk was a big one. When I go on stage, for those of you who don't know, I did stand-up comedy for 10 years. I started back in 2010. a lot of my jokes were self-deprecating, and I don't mind doing self-deprecating jokes. I actually like comedians who do self-deprecating jokes. But to do them in my personal life, to do them in real conversation with real people, that I won't do anymore. Whereas then I would do it all the time. So it's things like that. So if you're out there and you've ever felt that way, or you do currently feel that way, just know 100% it's something that you can get through, but it's going to take a lot of effort on your part, and hopefully you got a good support system around you. Um, that's all I can say about that. But man, this is like already like hitting me in such a strong way. That's why, like I said, I like videos where they tell stories. By the way, real quick, guys, I'm going to say this. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, because I mentioned doing comedy. I'm almost at 1,000. A long time ago, back when I had like 500 subscribers, I mentioned this about what do you guys want me to do for when I hit 1,000 subscribers. And I got a lot of suggestions, but the two that came up the most were shave your beard or post the video of your first time doing stand-up back in 2010, because I have that video. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for still watching me. But if you're watching this, let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. Shave the beard or post a video of the first time I did stand-up. It was about a 5-minute set. It was 2010. Times were different. So the jokes are, jokes are because it was my first time, but also jokes are because the times were very different. But let me know. All right? Here we go.
Yeah, I got upstate like a month ago. I was talking to fans and one of them pulled me aside and said we never met, but I swear that you know who I am. I've been through a lot. I don't know how to express it to people. Don't think that I can, but I got that mansion CD on rotation. That's real for me, Nate. You do not understand. It's crazy for me. Kids hit me up, say they slitting they wrists on the daily. This music is more than you think. Don't book me for just entertainment. It's entertaining. Hearing these parents, they telling their kids my music is violent. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I 100% do not agree with that. I've never agreed with that. I've never agreed that a musician, a comic book, a movie, anything like that can make someone do that. Look, if you look up to that person and they're doing these things in the videos and you're of a mind where you idolize them, I could see where you could kind of sway that way. But to me, ultimately it comes down to your home. Like, your home is the most important thing. Denzel Washington, which is one of my favorite actors, love him. He said in interviews before, he said, it starts in the home. He's like, most of the time, because he was talking about black people being incarcerated, most of the young men that are incarcerated, young black men that are incarcerated, come from single parent homes. There's a lot of times there was no dad in the house. And that's why he feels why a lot of them ended up in the position they did, because they were looking for, whether they knew it or not, they were looking for a father figure, and they found this person and saw this person who was amazing and doing all these things and rapping these songs or doing these, whatever. So they looked up to them and they were like, okay, I'm going to follow in their footsteps. I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try to exemplify what they're showing me. And so they can be led that way, but it starts in the home. If the mom's not paying attention, or if the dad's not there, or whatever the case may be, like when you get these kids that go and shoot up schools, it's like, and the parents are like, we had no idea that he would, what? Did you ever check his room? My parents checked my room. Like, I didn't have anything other than some socks that look like casts. I don't know if you guys will get that joke. I feel like the guys will. Socks, they felt like a cast. Anyway, that was the worst thing you'd find in my room. Was it embarrassing? Hell yeah. Especially when you come home and you see your mom has done your laundry and she left one clean sock on your bed, and you know what sock that is. And you know she knows what you do with it, and that's why, rather than the other clothes that she put away in your drawer or hung in your closet, that sock she chose to leave on your bed. Cleaned, but on your bed. So you would know that she knows. Because that's how my mom rolls. That's the worst thing you'd find. But, hey, search my room. I didn't do shit. Again, starts in the home.
I guess that your definition of violence and mine is something that we look at differently. How do you picture me? I want me to smile. You want me to laugh. You want me to walk in the stage with a smile on my face.
Okay, is that why he paints the smile on his face? I get it now. See, I'm glad the person suggested this video because they said, I think the person that suggested this said this is kind of like the first video in the series that kind of tells a story. There's like a through line, and I'm guessing that's what this is about. But yeah, the fact that he paints a smile on his face, and yeah, the definition of violence is yeah. I guess everything's all about, you know, your point of view, your frame of reference, your lifestyle, all that stuff.
When I'm mad, you put on a mad for real. I mean, what you expect from me? I'm trying to do this respectfully. They say that life is a race. I knew my problems would probably catch up eventually. I do my best to be calm. How you gonna?
I just realized that that's him. I'm right? That those are both him. I just realized.
Write me and tell me you slaughtered my family. That's just a glimpse of the stuff that gets said to me. These are the parts of my life that I'll never see. I am aware it's aggressive. I am not here for acceptance. I don't know what you expected, but what you expect when you walk in a therapy session.
I've done therapy, by the way. It didn't look like this. It was with a very nice lady. This was early on in my journey to try and fix myself. I thought maybe it'll help. It helped a little bit, but like I said, most of the work I just had to do myself. But it was good to just, you know, vent to someone and, you know, who's they're totally biased. They don't have a stake in the game. Because, you know, your friends, your family, they can lie to you because they want to look out for you. They don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever. Or maybe they will hurt your feelings. You know, they know your soft points too. But yeah, my therapy session didn't go like this.
Girl of the show looked me in the face and told me her life's full of drama. Said her dad is abusive, apparently he likes to beat on her mama. I got so angry inside, I wanted to tell her to give me his number. But what you gonna do with it, right? You gonna hit him up, then they'll start hitting her harder, that's real. These kids, they come to my shows with tears in their eyes. Imagine someone looking at you and saying your music's the reason.
Yo, real shit right now. I had a friend when I was younger, and something bad happened to him, and we were best friends. We're still friends today, but we were really close back then. And he came to my house and he told me what happened, and I was fucking stunned, floored. I couldn't believe it. And you know, I was like, well, and by the way, we're young, okay? But I was like, well, I think we need to call the cops. And he was like, no, I don't want anyone, I don't want publicity, I don't want that stuff. And I said, well, let's talk to my dad and see what he says. And my dad's a former Marine. He served for 13 years, and then he went straight to the post office. But it was good. He got to retire young. Anyway, my dad don't fuck around is what I'm trying to say. And we told my dad what happened. You know, I helped him get it out. And my dad wanted to go kill the person. he was ready to. And my mom was like, no. But yeah, it's but then you think about the ramifications of like, what is that really going to accomplish? I mean, yes, I know what it's going to accomplish, but then what happens to my dad? You know, it's like there's repercussions for everything. You know, for every action there's a equal positive reaction, equal or negative. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so that whole scene right there that just played out what he was saying, I was really feeling it, because I was like, yeah, you want to go and you want to beat the hell out of the guy, but you don't know what if that might make things worse. You know. By the way, things ended up working out for my friend fine, but you know, yeah, the police did have to get involved and everything, but still glad he told me, glad he trusted me enough to tell me, and glad that my parents were that he felt close enough to our family that he could share that with my parents and let them kind of help him figure it out. So yeah.
Sometimes I don't know how to this type of life isn't glamorous. This ain't an act for the cameras. You see me walk on these stages, but have no idea what I'm dealing with after it. I put it all in the open. This is the way that I cope with all my emotion. I'm taking pictures with thousands of people, but honestly, I feel like nobody knows me. I'm trying to deal with depression.
I can't imagine that line about taking pictures with thousands of people and feel like nobody knows me. I can't imagine. Like, even just through YouTube, through this right here, like, a lot of you guys, some of you, and I'm fine with this, some of you comment just specifically or strictly for the person I'm reacting to, because you're big fans of that person, and that's why you're commenting, that you just want to see more of that person on my channel. You're trying to, push them, you're trying to uplift them, whatever. And I get that. But there's also people that have actually grown to, at least from what I'm gathering in comments, they've grown to like me. I've had people say, you seem like a nice guy. You're really funny. You got a good heart. I've heard these things, and they mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it 100%. But then, yeah, to have that feeling of like, wow, you guys are saying all this stuff, and it's very nice to hear. But then there's times where, like, I feel like, oh, but you know me. I mean, you don't know everything, but you know me. I'm being myself. But to be in his situation where he's like, I'm this way, and people see me this way, so they think this is who I am, which that is nothing like who I really am. I can't imagine. It's like almost that facade of celebrity. It's a facade. It really is. I mean, a lot of comedians, when they get big enough, because again, I'm going back to what I know as comedians, a lot of comedians that I follow that are actually really big now, like, the Kevin Harts, Sebastian Maniscalco, these guys, they talk about it all the time. They said things change when you hit a certain stratosphere to where you're worldwide, like when you're known around the world. Even though you've been, struggling for how many years, they think you're an overnight success or whatever, and then they look at you a certain way. It's like, and society, I 100% believe this, society loves taking people who are low or underdogs, whatever you want to call it, building you up to get to a certain point, but then it's like the moment you reach a peak, whatever that, and everyone's peak is different, but whenever you reach that peak, then they love nothing more than knocking you down. And then as soon as they knock you down, if they manage to knock you down, then they want to help build you back up again. It's really weird how society is.
Deal with the pressure. How you gonna tell me my music does not have a message when I'm looking out at this crowd full of people I know are affected? I got some things in my life I know I should let them go. Let me jot it down. Let me take a mental note. I put it all on this microphone. Think about that for a minute. What is the point of this song? I'm just venting, but what you expect from a therapy session? Therapy session.
And by the way, I have known somebody in the past who was a cutter. They did cut themselves, and it was just one of those things where they just, the sensation that they got from it, just kind of like, it's kind of weird to say this, but like the sensation they got from it, this is how they explained it to me, just let them know that they were still alive, that they could still feel, because they get to a point where they feel numb to the world, and for good reason, because of the things that are going on in their home life. Just like in this video, you either like build up a wall or you just get numb to stuff, and to do that, to feel something, is comforting, because you still feel, it's really trippy. I mean, I've only known one person that was a cutter, and that's how they explained it to me. I don't know if it's different for everyone that does that, but that's how, from this person's perspective, this is what they told me it felt like.
What you think about me? That doesn't worry me. I know I handle some things immaturely. I know that I need to grow in maturity. I ain't gonna walk on these stages in front of these people and act like I live my life perfectly. That doesn't work for me. Christian is not the definition of what perfect means. I ain't the type to be quiet. I ain't gonna sit here in silence if I wouldn't say what I say to your face. And I promise you I wouldn't say it in private. I am not lying. People go off on my page and I'm trying to quit the replying, but this is ridiculous. I'm passionate, man. I really mean what I'm writing. Yeah, I keep it 100. Okay, I'll keep it 100. I see a whole lot of talking on socials, but honestly, I don't say nothing in public. I kinda love it, yeah. Why don't you write us some happy raps? That would be awesome. All of you.
Why don't you write us happy? That is 100% true. Like social media, and I'm including YouTube in this. Comments, sometimes people leave nasty comments or whatever, or they say nasty things, and I just don't get it. First of all, I just don't get it. Period. But those are the people that would never say that to the person's face. Like this is gonna sound weird coming from a comedian. I respect someone more who's in the audience that's heckling me for whatever reason, versus someone who's gonna not say anything during the show, but then after go on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then talk shit on online. That say they were at the show and oh my god, he sucks or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Like I'd much rather have you heckle me while I'm on stage, and then let's see what happens.
Music is moody and dark, nay. Don't get me started. You wanna know what it's like if you met me in person? Listen to my verses. This music is not just for people who sit in the pews and pray at the churches. Nah, I've been rejected. I don't expect everyone to respect it. I don't expect you to get my perspective, but what you expect from a therapy session? I mean, I think sometimes people, they confuse what I'm doing. I write about life. I write about things that I'm actually dealing with. Something that I'm actually experiencing. This is real for me. Like, this is something that personally helps me as well. I'm not confused about who gave me the gift. God gave me the gift, and he gave me the ability to do this, and he also gave me this as an outlet.
Dude, I am I think this is my favorite NF1 so far. He has the mindset that a lot of good comedians have, which is this is stand up. That made me emotional. Me being on stage, I'm not talking about me specifically, but just a comedian. I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to take some shit that happened to me that's dark, sad, depressing, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to vent it in a funny way, in a humorous way. I'm going to find the funny in it so that way you can laugh at it, but also that way I can it's my output. It's my way of releasing it versus holding on to it. And that's what he's doing. And I love that he said that God gave him this gift. And he's just using it the way he feels he was meant to use it. I do believe in God. I don't think I've ever mentioned that on the channel. I do believe in God. And I'm going to try really not to get emotional here, but I've always wondered if stand-up was at this point, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if stand-up was my God-given gift. I do believe it is, and I think I mentioned this before, I do believe that you can't teach someone how to be funny. They're either born with it or they're not. That being said, I was never the funny kid. In school, junior high, high school, I was never the funny one, ever. I was quiet and shy. And even amongst my small social circle, my small group of friends, even amongst them, I wasn't really the funny one. Sometimes I'd crack a joke, but I wasn't the funny one. I wasn't the one that you knew, oh, Kevin's here, it's going to be funny now. He's going to have a fun. No. I would have never started doing stand-up if it hadn't been for a friend of mine this is going to be weird, a friend of mine telling me, hey, I was meditating the other day, and while I was meditating, I got a vision of you doing stand-up, and I think you should try stand-up. And at first I was like, that's not happening. And he was like, I'm telling you to do stand-up. And I was like, but I don't know how. And he's all, do stand-up. And I was like, okay. Because he scares me. And my first time, I have it. If you guys want that one, or you can get the beard shave. What up? I'm gonna be honest with you. My wife would rather have me keep the beard. Just letting you know. She already said that if people vote the beard, she's gonna be pissed. But she'll understand because obviously it grows back. But I'm really loving everything he's saying about. But anyway, getting back to the God thing, I was just I've wondered for a really long time, and I've always said people are so lucky when they know, especially if they know early in life, but at any point in time, when they know this is what my God-given gift is, this is what God put me on this earth to do, this is my talent or whatever. I feel people are so lucky when they know that. For me, I don't, and by the way, I don't think just because you're good at something means that that's your God-given talent. I don't think that could just be something you're good at. Because I feel, I don't know, I maybe I'm putting too much into it. I almost feel like you should have that moment of like, oh, like, yes, this is it. This is like, and I have people in my life that think it is stand-up for me. They think, dude, I'm telling you, stand-up is your calling. That is what you're good at. You've never really ever had a bad set. You're really good at making people laugh about, things about me or things about society, or pointing out things that no one ever thought of in that way. I'll give you a really quick example. If you're watching this far, I apologize, guys, if this is going too long. One of my first jokes was about cancer. And I said something like, I feel like it's really, again, this is a really old joke, guys, so I'm going to probably butcher, but I said, I feel like it's really unfair that out of all the sickness and disease that exists in the world today, cancer is the only one that has its own zodiac sign. And there's more to the joke. I'll stop it there. But there's more to the joke that it actually does, believe it or not, gets funnier after that. But that was the premise. That's not even the joke, really. That's the premise of the joke. But just that part, I had so many people coming up to me and saying like, oh my God, I've never thought of cancer and zodiac sign. Like, I know there's a zodiac sign, but I've never thought of it in that way until you said that joke. Because I go on to say basically like, oh, all zodiac signs should be named after a different disease. And, then you could be like, oh, Jennifer, don't let that guy buy you a drink. He's a herpes. If you let him buy you a drink, you'll never get rid of him ever. And then the guy overhears. He's like, technically I'm on the herpes hemorrhoid cusp. So I'm not that bad. I'm just like a slight pain in the ass. That's basically the joke. I did a half-assed version of it. But yeah. Things like that came to me easy, but I don't know if that necessarily means, comedy is your God-given gift. That's the thing that you were meant to do in this world. I don't know. Because I also feel like if it's the thing you were meant to, and I could be wrong. I feel like the thing you're meant to do should be A, something you're good at, but B, also something that you enjoy doing. And yes, I do. Let me be clear. I enjoy being on stage and telling jokes and making people laugh. But all the stuff that's around that, I cannot stand. And I don't know, maybe this video is helping me realize that stand-up is my God-given gift, but there's going to come things with it that I don't want. Because I really don't like the kissing ass of people that can book me in shows and trying to convince them that I'm funny and that they should book me. And I hate the business part of it. Like, I just want to be able to go up on stage for however long you let me, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, however long, and make people laugh for that time. And then get off stage and then thank the person that booked me and go on my merry way.
And that's what music is for me. When I feel something, whether it's anger, it's a passion about something, a frustration, like, this is where I go. That's the whole NF real music thing, man. This is real for me. I need this. This is a therapy for me.
Can't believe somebody sent that to him. Well, there you go, guys. NF therapy session. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this was a really long video, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. If you have other videos of his you'd like me to react to, or just anyone in general, comment section below. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.